Nobody has ever explained the difference of the fees on TikTok Shop and whatnot. It's not about your net. It's about your net revenue per minute. Let's break it down. We're gonna use hats as an example. The difference is the price you might be able to get for that same hat. We're gonna be able to sell these hats on TikTok Shop for $25. On Whatnot, it's a little bit of a different market and it's an auction. So some of the hats are gonna sell for 15, some are gonna sell for 30. Let's just say our average on Whatnot is $17 a hat. If we sell 10 hats on TikTok Shop in an hour, we're just gonna use an hour as our baseline. We're gonna gross $250 in sales. So what are the fees on TikTok Shop? Right now, there's a 6% fee on TikTok Shop, which is actually a really good deal. The issue on TikTok Shop is velocity. Now, for every $25 sale, 6% is gonna come to $1.50. So you're giving TikTok $1.50 for every $25 sale. Your hat costs $5. Your hat costs the same no matter what. Your hat costs $5 whether you sell it on TikTok or whether you sell it on Whatnot, which means our net on TikTok is gonna be $185, right? Because we made $18.50 per hat times 10 hats, $185. Let's move over to Whatnot. Whatnot has more fees, 8% per item sold. 2.9% goes to Stripe, plus 30-cent transaction fee. Well, that comes to $2.15 per hat. Now we're gonna come back to the effective rate based on what our average sale price is on Whatnot, and that comes to 12.5%, which you can see is nearly double the amount that we're charged on TikTok. But how does it play out because we're selling more items per hour on the platform? Let's break it down. Let's assume we only sold 19 in that same amount of time. Now 19 is about one hat every 3 minutes. And we're gonna get to what I actually think you could sell on Whatnot, given the audience and the velocity of the platform. But if you only sold 19, that's exactly what you would need to essentially net out the same amount. And that means you would gross $323. So you gross more, you have a higher percentage, so you're paying more in fees. However, you net the exact same amount. So in that same amount of time, you move more product and you made the same amount of money. Here's where it really gets interesting. You could actually sell 30 units of the same hat on Whatnot, which is one hat every 2 minutes. And on Whatnot, that is absolutely achievable. And if you did that, you would actually net $295, which is $110 more in that same amount of time on TikTok Shop. At the end of the day, it's not about how much product per item you have. It's about revenue per minute. That's something we measure here every single day at LiveBuys. Net revenue per minute. In this same example, our NRPM on TikTok would be $3.08, and our NRPM on Whatnot would be $4.91. So really it all depends on how you're looking at the numbers for your business. Again, with live social shopping, NRPM is the number you want to be paying attention to.